Hey guys, sorry about that. Once again, I got about 3 or 4 minutes into the last video and realized that my software crashed. So I definitely need to get a new recording suite for these. Anyways, guys, I am sorry about that. Um, but at least I caught it this time. Unlike I think a video or two in the past, I got like 20 minutes into the video, then I realized it stopped recording like 5 minutes into it. So, anyways, where did we pick up? Right, so we just confirmed the DC agent. We just loaded up this bad boy. We typed in a password. Remember, we came in here and we typed in a password, and I was just ready to let you know that, all right, what's the next step? Okay, what's the next step? Well, if we come over here to show service status, all right, there's no FortiGates. All right, so that's the first thing you're going to want to do after you configure the FortiGate is to come here and make sure it appears. Now, we didn't expect to see a FortiGate yet because we haven't paired the two. All right, so just showing that here. But also, if we see show logged in users, we're not seeing anything here. All right, and the reason why is because no one's logged in since this thing's been running. So that's the next step. So let's go ahead and just test that real quickly. Now, how do we do that? Well, we're going to leave this guy running, okay? And then I'm going to go to my management PC, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to log Bill off. Sorry, Bill. So here we go. Let's go ahead and log him off. And let's log someone else in here. So um, all right, so switch users, other users. Sure, we'll just do Devin. All right, once we get yep, there we go. So technically, that was a login event. So let's go ahead and see if it's actually collecting our users. So here we are. Let's go back to our domain controller. All right, let's see showed logged in users. And who is there? Well, hot dog. Workstation is PC1 itninja.lab with IP address 10.0.1, right? Devin, okay. His group ID. So if I kind of hover over that, or if I come down here, you can see that I'm a part of support. I can see that I'm a part of several of them here, actually. Um, Domain users, right? So it has all my group information. I'm logged in, all right? If we hit test workstation, let's see what happens here. Failed to connect to workstation on PC1 itninja.lab. So guys, uh, here's the thing. Windows domain controllers only care about people coming into the network. All right, there is no event about you leaving the network. Now I say network, and what I'm really meaning here is the domain. So that's because the default time is like 8 hours, right, for someone logging in. So how do we actually know if someone has logged out of their machine, right? So this DC agent, or not DC agent, the collector agent, actually probes these machines and verifies if the user is still logged in by checking the registry, all right, or using WMI. So if you see this failed to connect, I'm going to do a separate video on how to troubleshoot that, all right? But just because they fail to verify the workstation doesn't mean that you don't get a login event. It just means that you're going to have to wait till this times out for it to be removed from the FortiGates. So, all right, so it just puts it in an unknown state. And if I go ahead and hit close here, how long do we keep entries when they're in an unknown state? Still 8 hours. That's the default time for a domain machine. All right, so really helpful too when you don't have Windows machines. So maybe if you have a Mac that's authenticating with the domain controller, it can generate the event that they've actually signed in. They can passively authenticate through the FortiGate, but you can't use WMI, which is Windows, management interface, That's not what it stands for, but it's essentially their flavor of SNMP, or the registry on Mac OS. I mean, they don't have that, and that's proprietary of Windows. So it's okay to keep them in that state. So all that we were testing there, honestly, guys, was if the DC agent was working. Okay, if it was working, and so you can even see DC agent, and the collector agent got it. So what we want to do is make sure that collector agent now passes out to the FortiGate. How? By seeing the IP address of 10.0.1.100 come through, okay, and matching it with a user. All right, so there we go. That just tested that the DC agent was working. But once again, there's no FortiGate. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, guys? Because remember, our goal here was to get the FortiGate and the collector agent talking, and also making sure that the DC agent was working. So, all right, so let's go ahead and log into our FortiGate. We can just do it right here from the domain controller. Yes, I know. It's okay. See how we still have active authentication turned on? So, but we don't need it for the FortiGate itself, because it's talking directly to the FortiGate. All right. Here we go. All right, get out of here. So, all right. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. So I'm gonna real quickly go to my IP4 policy, and we're done with active authentication. So I'm actually gonna take these groups out, because the whole idea is to do them passively, right, guys? So so we don't look at cert errors. All right, so there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so we're on the FortiGate. Now we got to get the FortiGate and the collector to be talking to each other. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to come down here to my user and devices, and instead of LDAP servers, I'm going to come down here, or up here to single sign-on. All right, I'm going to hit create new. And now it's going to be asking us, okay, what are you using to do your single sign-on? Are you having the FortiGate do everything? That's what this option is. Are you using a collector agent, or are you using a radius collector agent? And that's something I might do in the future, but we are using a Fortinet collector agent. Now it's asking us to give it a name, and I would usually do, and this is just my suggestion as a naming convention. All right, so I would usually do the name of the actual server that was hosting the collector agent. All right, so here it just happens to be DC1 also. All right, so 10.0.1.10 is where that lives. And the password was our super secret long complex password, which was password. So how do we, which was password. So how do we actually test to see if the two can talk? We hit apply and refresh. And guess what, guys? It might just take a moment for it to kind of talk to each other. It doesn't just instantly happen. All right. So, but if we come down here, oh, look at that. See how we set up the LDAP server before? We can actually select that. And wow, there you go. It actually did it. Okay, cool. All right. This is actually what we wanted. So when we did the simple FSSO demo, right? In the so sorry guys, I'm gonna have to re-record this. When we did the simple FSO demo earlier, so that's another set of videos that I did. We did a simple, and with that simple, we did our group filtering on the collector agent itself. But here we can actually select the groups or the users specifically that we want to see. Look at that, right? From here. Isn't that crazy? So we can filter them from here. So I'm going to say, you know what? The groups that I want to see, do you guys remember them? It's going to be marketing. It's going to be, what else do we got here? Look how many there are, right? We also need the sales group. So add selected. What else do we got here? We have our Let's see here. Didn't we have like oh, there it is, management group. Oh, I don't think that's the right management group though. There it is. See, it's kind of tucked in there. So management. Who are we missing here? Salesman. Oh, support. All right, here we go. Support. All right. And if you watched my other video, this is way more specific, way more detailed. All right, so those are our 4 groups. And yeah, let's go ahead and hit OK. Now I'm still getting a little minus here. So it actually found those groups there just using the LDAP bind, but it looks like the collector agent is still not working. So I'm going to double check my password. All right, I'm going to hit OK. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Yeah, I didn't hit the save button. Cute. All right, so here we go. Let's try that one more time. Repetition, right? Mother of all learning. Okay, anyways. Like I said, guys, I'll probably have to redo this one just because it was a little bit too late. All right. Plus my resolution here is killing me. All right. Domain controller, account, assistant, so on and so forth. You know what, sure. For right now, I'll just do sales, just to move the video along, because I can come back and figure out why it is not talking. So now, most of the time, we just fat finger the password. So let's type in the password, double check it, do an apply, right? And you can either check the status here or check the status here if the two are working. So if you see a ta-da, a FortiGate there, right? You are going to see, let me hit refresh. A FortiGate there. Okay, so the only reason why it didn't work the first time that I was doing it, right guys, it's because I fat fingered the password. I think I warned you guys about that. All right, now that I know with confidence that the two are talking to each other, I'm going to go ahead and redo the groups that I want to monitor. So here we go. You can also search up here. I keep forgetting that because, man, I need to like change my resolution on these things so I can see more. All right, so we had support. There it is. So add selected. We also had management. I said management. Management. All right, management. Right there. All right, so add selected. Okay. Bloop. What else are we missing here? We're missing marketing. If I can spell. There we go. Marketing. Add selected. All right, cool, cool. And I think those are our 4 groups, right? Support, sales, marketing, management. Okay. Then I hit OK. And we have a 4 there. So those are the groups that we're looking for. And that's our single sign-on. So guess what, guys? That is it. Okay, so in theory, what's supposed to be happening now? All right, so what's supposed to be happening? Someone logs into the domain controller. The domain controller is running the DC agent. The DC agent passes along that login event to this collector agent, which happens to be on the same machine. All right, it doesn't have to be, but it just happens to be. Okay, then that login event is going to be packaged up and shipped to the FortiGate along with its group membership, right? And its IP address and its host name and all that good stuff. So how do we verify that? Well, if we do a show logged in users, you can see, look at that, that is awesome. Our FortiGate came through. Isn't that hilarious, right? Now, why did the FortiGate show up there? Guys, it authenticated when it did the LDAP bind. Oh, I love it. Anyways, it's going to package up these things, right, and send them to the FortiGates. All right. Now, how do we verify that the FortiGate and the collector agent is talking? Go to Show Services, and you should see a FortiGate there. If you don't see a FortiGate there, your FortiGate and collector agent is not working. All right, they're not talking to each other. Check your firewall. That's probably it. All right. Remember, you have to have port 8000 opened on the outside. So, in other words, going out. Okay, so, and if you guys don't know how to do that, just come here to Control Panel on your domain controller. You should have a sysadmin that can help you out also. Go to all your settings. All right, you're going to go to your firewall rules, and we are going to go to Advanced Settings. All right, inbound and outbound rules. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that it doesn't automatically make one for you. It didn't prompt me or anything like that when I installed the application, but I can just double check here. Right? Do you guys see like a Fortinet single sign-on solution? I'm not seeing anything like that. All right, so you're gonna have to do a new rule, right? And you're gonna have to do it by port. Okay, and I can't even remember if it's TCP or UDP. Um, dang it, why can I not remember that? I think it's TCP. I think it's TCP. So try TCP or UDP. Now you can actually try program. I've actually never tried that either. But if we do program, all right, we hit next, and if we hit browse, we should be able to look at that collector agent. I wonder if that would actually do it for us. If I can remember where we installed it. There it is. Right, see the collector agent? All right. Allow the connection. Sure. Collector agent. Allow. All right, so hopefully that would work. All right, if not, I'd have to look up if it was TCP or UDP. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you have to have those ports open. And that's the only time I've seen this not work. And you confirmed and double confirmed that the password was correct. So, so once again, guys, if you do not, even if you see users here, it does not mean that your FSSO is working. It just means that the collector agent is getting login events from your domain controller. It's not until you come here that it verifies that it's actually getting to the domain. Getting to the FortiGates. So, okay. Anyways, and also, if you go to show login users and you hit this little verify the workstation, by default, a login event is good for 8 hours without verification. You can tweak that. That's what those settings here are for. All right? But this still doesn't mean it's not going to work. It just means that it can't tell if it's logged in or logged off. All right? What you're really going to do, and we're going to troubleshoot that later, I promise you. All right? But what you really want to do is see if the FortiGates is actually getting those login events. We now know everything's working from this side, but what about our FortiGate? All right, what happens here other than the green check mark? Well, you're going to have to go down to monitor. You're going to have to go down to firewall users, and by default, FSSO logins are not recorded. All right, why? Because, well, just because we know that Devin logged in, maybe he hasn't hit the FortiGate yet. All right, but if I come over here and I say show me them and I hit refresh, I'm still not seeing anything. So maybe it isn't working. So I thought it would at least pass the Devin along. But let's try it out. Are you guys ready? Let's try it out. So now that it is, let's see here. Let's see. We can purge the settings, so on and so forth. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So let's All right, so there should be a little. You know what? We can actually do this. Do this once again. So let's just log out Devin and log back in Bill and see if it doesn't generate an event. No point of making moles into anthills or whatever that saying is. Moles into anthills. Oh my goodness. Molehills into mountains. Alright, so here we go. Let's log off and let's actually get a login event generated and passed along to the FortiGate and see if the FortiGate doesn't see it. So, because, yeah, anyways. So here we go. Switch users, other user. Who do we got here? We need Bill. Alright, part of the support group. I should log him in. And then step 2. It's going, wow, I have way too many of those VNC windows open. All right, so step 2 is going to the domain controller, right? Go to show login users. All right, is Bill there? Yeah, Bill is there. See how I kicked Devin off, right? Because there should be one person per IP address. All right, so looks pretty good there. All right, there we go. Okay. Then back to the FortiGate. And do we see Bill? We so do see Bill. Okay. So, not too bad. So let's go over to our FortiView. Let's go over to our sources. We'll go to now. Devin, what's going on there? Devin. Remember how I did active authentication through the FortiGate when I was dinking around? So, yeah, until traffic stops generating here, it'll actually still show up as Devin. But, right, let's go back to our management. Now remember, we have no authentication rules on the FortiGate. No authentication rules. We just have login events being passed along. So remember how we went to like Plenty of Fish and AliExpress. There we go. We got some traffic going now, and let's quickly hop back to our FortiGate. All right, hit refresh. All right, see how Bill is showing up there, guys? Okay, so yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna stop it there because honestly, probably one of the worst videos I've recorded for coherency. I might just have to redo that altogether, guys. But I'll probably just stick it up online anyways. So you guys let me know if that was crap. But once again, as a review of what we did, all right. So step 1 after you have installed it is to load up the configuration application here. Okay. Type in a super secret password to your FortiGates. All right. Select show monitor DCs. Okay. Then go to your FortiGate. Go to your, oh my goodness. Sorry guys. Go to your, let's see here. User and device, single sign-on. You're going to say create new. Which one are you going to create new? The Fortinet single sign-on. Give it a name. The IP address of your collector agent, not the DCE agent. Mine just happens to be on the same machine. Your super secret password, the groups you want to filter. Then you hit OK. All right. Then you go test it out by logging someone in. All right. That's within one of the groups that you've defined. If you noticed here, when I did go to my monitor and my firewall users, all right, and I hit refresh, did I see the FortiGate? Remember, the FortiGate was generated as a logged in event. No, I did not. All right, and that's because we only picked the groups we wanted to see when we selected the collector agent on the FortiGate. And that really, guys, is the difference between the advanced, right? The advanced, what you call it? The advanced configuration. We have that granular control over what groups we see, and then the flat one that we did earlier in my other video series. All right, so anyways, pretty darn cool. And so even though, okay, so even though I'm going to my firewall and objects now, IP4, all right, even though there's no authentication happening here, at this level, at this stage, we are still getting the benefits of seeing what, guys? Still seeing, right, people's names matched to IP addresses. And that'll append in log files, that will append in FortiView. It'll even go into FortiAnalyzers, so on and so forth. Okay, so I definitely have to stop it there. Like I said, guys, one of my worst videos ever. I can't shut up. It's past midnight. I'm done. So if I need to record that, just let me know. I probably will anyways. So, um, but I hope it was informative. And when we continue, right, when we get back, we're actually going to take advantage of this and start doing um, different levels of access control based off of their membership. In other words, marketing can go to one set of sites, and maybe the support group can do things like pinging, right? Where we don't want normal end users to be pinging all over the place. But all right, guys, I'm going to end the video there, and I will see you guys sometime soon. Take care.